Hello everyone. Thanks for coming in today and following along with the build. So this is part 7 of the fuselage section 29. We're going to be putting together the control column. So the control column is a piece of tube steel. You can call it a weldment, whatever you want to call it, you know. It's that Vans has provided for hooking the sticks together, right? So you control this airplane with a stick, not a yoke. And this plane has 2 sticks, right? One for each side, one for each person. And this is just a linkage that links the, technically it only links the pitch motion, so the forward and back of the stick. Later on there will be a part that links the roll motion, the left and right of the stick. But anyway, so you've got these bearings that I'm working with here. They're actually meant for the roll motion. We don't use them yet, but we have to install them before we install the control column for joining the pitch axis. So I'm just taping up the bearing surfaces themselves before I prime these, because technically these should be primed. One of them gets like a little edge cut off of it, and that's about it. I did also prime the inside of the column itself. It's kind of, I don't know. It's one of those things that you gotta do because it's a steel part, although it's pretty easy to inspect on annual, or rather on condition inspection, which will be done annually. But, you know, throwing a quarter can of spray primer down the inside to make sure it's all coated, just to be sure there's not a corrosion issue that starts somewhere in the middle that you can't see, is, well, just something you gotta do. You guys don't have to do it, but chose to do it. I could like throw boiled linseed oil in there or something instead. One of the things about these parts that come from Vans, these steel parts that are welded together and powder coated, and this is, you know, this would be like this on any part from any manufacturer like this. Anytime there's welding involved, it's not a precise part anymore. Like all of the skins and ribs and whatnot so far in this build are all CNC, right? So computer numerically controlled machining parts, and those are, you know, done in a way that the machine has extreme precision on where it puts the holes on things, and they line up really nicely. When it comes to parts like this, not really a thing, right? Because a human probably welded this, or a human powder coated it, and there's too much powder coat on one side versus another side. It's not perfect. So what you've got to do is this piece mounts up into a few mounting places, and I can put a picture from the plans. It's kind of hard to see, but it's not bad. But they expect you to take, there's a flange on it, and it sort of goes between, or like, yeah, there's a piece that's on those cover ribs, and this part has, actually you can kind of see it right here, and I'll circle that. It goes on either side of this big structural piece that we put onto the cover ribs. But in order to make it fit, you've got to use a certain amount of washers and shims, and you can see the shims on the left, just above my caliper there. And then the easiest way I found to do this is actually use dental floss to sort of fish the washers and shims in place, in order to get the right amount. So again, since it's not a precision thing, you've got to use a certain combination of washers and shims to make it fit just right. So the idea is you want no binding, but you also want zero slop, right? So you want it to be able to fall, pick up and fall down on the vertical axis as if you were using the stick, right? Forward and back, be pulling up and pushing the nose down on the stick. It should be extremely smooth there. It should go to the stops, at least for now. But it shouldn't be able to be pushed side to side at all, because the shim should hold it in place, but it should, not be so tight that it becomes difficult to move up and down. I don't know what the combination of shims I used is, but I got it to where the plan said. So thanks for stopping by. I will see you next time.